These auto shortages are set to hurt the middle class and add to inflation as well. But it seems that politicians are still a little bit more worried about whether the truckers are vaccinated. Here now is Kaltbaum Capital Management and Fox News contributor Gary Kaltbaum and the Expert Press Inc. CEO Dave Maney. Gary, I'm going to go ahead and start with you and talk about the auto industry in general. Regular car prices are up. If you can get one on the lot, you are paying well over sticker. Used car prices are already up 40%, and that's because of the supply chain issues. Now you've got the spillover effect from these protests impacting production as well. We're in a tight spot. Our economy should have been open a long time ago. I mean, can you even believe that we're here?
It's Murphy's Law, and let me just state the economy in the country should be like here in Florida. We've been open up forever. Disney World opened up more than a year before Disneyland in California. There's no vaccine mandates or having to give vaccine cards into restaurants. I was just in New York City 3 weeks ago, and I spoke to somebody at a diner. They said normally there'd be a line out the door, except people are not showing up because having to bring in cards, and they have to turn people away. So definitive effect, and the more we can open up, the better. And it's good to see some of these states finally get it, whether political reasons or not, that the sooner the better, because the economy is, I would call, quite fragile. And what we're seeing with inflation right now, doubly fragile.
Dave, they're not seeming to get it when it comes to the vaccines just yet, but some of the blue states are loosening up their mask policies. And many people were saying, you know, that should have been done a long time ago, too. But, for example, New York Governor Kathy Hochul, has dropped the mask mandate. You still see people here because they've been conditioned. They're double masking and they're outside. I mean, there's a certain point where this all just has to stop.
Definitely. And, what's amazing to me, and by the way, I'm an American who lives in Ontario, Canada. So if you want to see contrast, up here, they're like the bluest of blue states in their behavior and in their mandates. I mean, masks are everywhere here. What's amazing to me is that this convoy and this protest that you've been covering is up here has the government beating a very hasty retreat. I think that, like the Democrats in the U.S., the government here, and my guess is shortly the federal government, are all, they can see the polling data. Mm-hmm. I think they knew that it was kabuki theater for a long time, and I think they're looking for a way out. And this protest actually may be it. It
may be. And of course, we had that headline from Canada saying essentially it will issue some sort of new guidance, even though it's murky exactly what they're going to say. But you heard the trucker say, we want them to just lift all the mandates. That's what we want. It's kind of a bigger fight here. But I want to play soundbite for both of you and get your reaction on the other side, because President Biden has been responding to the issue of inflation, and he's saying this.
It was back in July, you said inflation was going to be temporary. I think a lot of Americans are wondering what your definition of temporary is.
Well, you're being a wise guy with me a little bit, and I understand that's your job.
Wise guy. I don't know. I think a lot of people have the same question. The Fed dropped the term transitory, Gary, a while ago. And this administration keeps going on and saying if we spend more money, we're going to fix it. Give me a break.
Lester Holt could not have asked a more appropriate question. It is not a wise guy question. It is a question of the leader of the free world, who has come out for months and months that don't worry, inflation will come down, and all it has done is spiked higher. And now we're really seeing it in interest rates in a big way, which, by the way, cost of capital is going to continue to go higher, which will affect the economy also. So not good form by the president on that one. And look, the bottom line is, if the Fed doesn't get their act together soon, it's just going to worsen. Rates are up again today. Yeah. Unfortunately, and I've been saying this for a very long time, Jay Powell has been a huge cause of this inflation. Economics 101 says when you flush trillions of dollars into the system, you're going to create it, and you're going to create distortions. We're getting it. Now we're being told he's going to cure it. And I'm amazed. Our balance sheet today hit another new high. He's still printing money economy still at 0% rates with 7.5% inflation.
Cure it.
That is malpractice, and I'm
7.5%
being
year
nice.
over year, guys. A 40-year high.
Malpractice.
It's unbelievable. Dave, I just want to get your take on that. He has called Fox News reporters stupid. He has cursed at them. Now he's calling Lester Holt a wise guy. Whenever he doesn't like the question or he doesn't have a good answer, that's his reaction. Real quick.
Yeah, he's like he's become the get off my lawn guy, like without question. And I with all of the questions that raises. And I also think it's like asking a water buffalo to operate a nuclear power plant. The belief that they can just shut the economy down and not have kind of wild distortions as the power comes back up and think that we can control it is the biggest fallacy of our times.
Yeah.
And we're in for some rough sledding.
It has had massive consequences, and this country is going to be feeling those reverberations for a while. Gary, Dave, great to see you this afternoon. Thank you both so much.